Ryan Adams emotionally abused women in his life, sexted with a teen girl, says New York Times. Ryan Adams in September 2015 in New York. 7 women and more than a dozen associates have accused singer-songwriter Ryan Adams of dangling career opportunities while simultaneously pursuing female artists for sex, including an underage girl with whom he had phoned sex and exchanged graphic texts, according to the New York Times. Adams, 44, who the Times described as equal parts punk rock folk hero and romantic troubadour, comes off as a manipulative boor in the Times reporting, someone who championed upcoming female artists, especially young ones, and promised career advancement while also pursuing them for sex. If he didn't get his way, he would sometimes turn domineering and vengeful, jerking away his offers of support when spurned, and subjecting women to emotional and verbal abuse and harassment in texts and on social media, the Times reported Wednesday. Late Wednesday, Adams released a statement through his lawyer, emailed to USA Today. "I am not a perfect man and I have made many mistakes. To anyone I have ever hurt, however unintentionally, I apologize deeply and unreservedly. But the picture that this article paints is upsettingly inaccurate. Some of its details are misrepresented, some are exaggerated, some are outright false. I would never have inappropriate interactions with someone I though was underage. Period." The Times said the accounts of Adams' alleged behavior were corroborated by family members or friends of the women who were present at the time, as well as by correspondence from Adams reviewed by the paper. Ryan Adams performs at the Forum on January 16, 2019 in Inglewood, California. More, list. All of the Hollywood power players accused of sexual assault or harassment. Especially troubling was the accusation that Adams had an inappropriate online relationship with a teenage girl that began with graphic texting and moved on to video calls on Skype where Adams exposed himself during phone sex. The paper reviewed more than 3,200 texts Adams exchanged with a girl they called Ava, who is now 20 but was 15 and 16 during a 9-month period they had an online relationship. They never met in person. In the texts, Adams questioned Ava about her age, and she sometimes lied and said she was older than she was. He didn't seem convinced, the paper reported, but their sexual conversations continued. "I would get in trouble if someone knew we talked like this," Adams wrote to her in November 2014. A constant theme in their off-and-on exchanges was fretting about her age, mixed with explicit talk about his desire to touch her body parts, the Times reported.